Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Ohio.
Urshela, barehand grab, throws, got him, oh my! Spectacular effort by Giovanni Urshela. And trying to go to second base is Barney. The throw's in time, and they got him! Double play! Deep right, Batista's gonna wave goodbye! Start the fireworks show!
Every win is extremely important, especially the way the Twins and Kansas City are playing right now. Every win is important.
On their first walk-off win since the home opener back in April against the White Sox. It will be a warm Sunday afternoon in downtown Cleveland as the Tribe goes for a 3-game sweep against the Toronto Blue Jays here at Progressive Field. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. An exciting night at the Ball Yard last night. And a big reason for the excitement was the pitching of Danny Salazar. The Indians really they were hoping that he would be able to return to his old form. He didn't just do that, Arch. He took it to a whole nother level last night.
Well, this is the Danny Salazar you dream about because you know he's got a great fastball, and he used that last night. As a matter of fact, he came out and just threw 18 straight fastballs against the Toronto Blue Jays. He was devastating. I mean, they couldn't put it in play. A lot of swings and misses. When you look at his 86 pitches, 9 outs on 3 pitches or less, which you try to get him to do, only 4 3-ball counts. So that allowed him to go 7 innings. That's the best game I've seen him start, I think, since he's been in the big leagues. If they can get that Danny Salazar, they're in good shape.
I know there's really no such thing as momentum one day to the next in baseball, but Corey Kluber gets the ball today. If he can build off what Danny Salazar did last night, then the Indians have a great opportunity at a sweep.
Well, the Indians always feel they can win a ball game with Kluber on the mound, and why not? He's 5-1 at home. He has been brilliant, even though his last start was a no decision. He had a little neck issue there. He missed a couple of days, but he's going to come back and have a chance to finish this series off with a sweep. You can see 4-1 at 156 in his last 9 starts. So I like Kluber's chances on the mound today.
We'll be back with today's play-by-play, plus Alan Jensen. Go inside the Central Division for this afternoon's showstopper, and Andre Knott has more on the Indians nominee for the Bob Feller Act of Valor Award straight ahead. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution.
Snyder's birthday. Look at that. There's the Padre.
A
He
lot
looks
of guys
something
there.
like you,
Billy
except
Brewer's
he's got
there,
some
too.
hair. Yeah, I'll tell you what, all of his mascot friends are here. We're in center field. He's Jensen Lewis. I'm Al Pulowski. Let's tell you about our showstopper. And from last night, that is indeed Mike Moustakas from the Kansas City Royals. A couple of home runs. He now has 28 on the year, Jensen.
He's been unbelievable. And the Kansas City Royals last night scoring at will with the home run ball. 5 of them to really put it out of reach against the Chicago White Sox. And they're holding fast, a game and a half behind the Tribe in the standings.
All right, we'll see what Kansas City does today. We'll keep you updated on that throughout the afternoon and into the post game. And today, of course, is Sign Sunday. So Jensen made a sign for Rick. What do you have there, Jensen?
It's Rick's Run Rules. You get them on, you get them over, and you get them in.
Oh, those are his rules.
Yeah.
Now, I took up the sport of diving, so I was diving the old Municipal Stadium Reef, and Archie, I found this. I dried it off with Jensen's hairdryer, so it's in pretty good shape for not being here since the
bad.
80s.
Look at that. Rick's Rejects.
What is Rick's Rejects? You got to explain this to me.
They used to sit in the old stadium right where you do now, out of the ballpark. They weren't even in the ballpark.
We're going to have to put this down.
So then this is apropos for out here, Rick's Rejects.
And Rick's rules, ABC. Get them on, get them in, get them over. Get them over, get them in. And by the way, Al, that's not a Padre. That's a Friar that's down there.
Oh, it's a Friar. Okay.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. It still looks like Jensen.
Thank goodness you're here, because he's still learning down here, Rick.
The swinging Friar his feelings are hurt right now.
I apologize. I'll find him. I'll tell him I'm sorry.
Rick's Rejects. Al, you're my fan club president.
Good. I've been hoping for that.
Beautiful day here at Progressive Field, ready for the finale as the Indians try to finish off a 3-game sweep of these Toronto Blue Jays. Corey Kluber will be on the mound, but he has also been very busy off the field. With more on that, here's Andre Knott.
Yes, he has. Thank you, Matt. The Bob Feller Act of Valor Award is something that's been going on for the last 4 seasons, and this is the 2nd year in a row that Corey Kluber has been nominated for the Indians. He does a great job with he and his wife, Amanda, and making frequent visits to the Louis Stokes Cleveland VA Medical Center. But also during the season, they also have the Kluber kids that come each and every week. But really what we see is Corey Kluber has become a part of this community. The other thing that we're talking about today for Corey Kluber, he was supposed to start on Friday. He had a slight neck injury, but in today's Hear Right Sounds of the Game, he tells you all is all right with the ace of the Indian staff.
The last couple of days it's felt pretty much normal, so just crept up a little bit last start and had to take a couple extra days to kind of knock it out, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. Everybody's got stuff that pops up throughout the course of the year. Sometimes you can battle through it and it doesn't require an extra day. Sometimes you might need to take a day or two, but yeah, I think that a lot more goes on than just guys going on a DL.
Well, Corey Kluber on the mound, ready to go this afternoon in the finale for the Indians, looking for his 8th win on the year. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for the Blue Jays under manager John Gibbons. Toronto has dropped 7 of their last 10 overall. Jose Bautista will lead it off. Their lineup, by the way, brought to you by Hankook Tires. Josh Donaldson hitting second. Justin Smoke bats third. He's tied for 3rd in the American League with 27 home runs. Kendry Morales, Steve Pearce, Miguel Montero in the middle, and then it's Kevin Pillar, Ryan Goins, and Darwin Barney batting 9th.
Corey Kluber, the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher, and Kluber making his 16th start, and he's been on quite a roll. He's been unbelievable. 156 in his last 9 starts, and since being activated June 1st, it's the lowest in the major leagues. He's pitched very well at home. He's 5-1 with a 254, and that extra day, he couldn't start on a better day with the opportunity to give the Indians a sweep here of the Toronto Blue Jays at home and go to 3-0 at the start of this homestand. We'll set the defense behind him. It is brought to you by Ram. It looks like this: Brantley on left, Almonte in center, Geyer in right, Urshela at third, Lindor at short, Ramirez at second, Santana at first, and Gomes doing the catching.
Ed Hickox has the plate this afternoon. Quinn Walcott is at first. Crew chief Brian O'Nora at second base. Scott Berry is at third. Well, over the last month, Rick, major league starting pitchers have averaged striking out 20% of the batters they've faced. Corey Kluber has struck out 42% of the batters he has faced. That is #1 among all qualified starting pitchers in the big leagues.
Well, yeah, what is it? 8 of his 10 games, last 8 of 10, double-digit strikeouts. The guy's been on a roll, and I mean, he's been throwing quality strikes and has been locked in.
9 straight starts, punching out at least 8. Jose Bautista leads it off, swings at the first pitch, chops it to short. Big hop for Lindor. 1 away. Storylines today are brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Corey Kluber continuing on with that strikeout theme. That's incredible, really. Almost 14 strikeouts per 9 innings in his last 9 starts. And hey, a win today, and the Tribe's 24-24 in the year here at home.
Yeah, you know, the thing out of those starts, he only has 4 wins, and he could very easily have probably a 7. You know, the offense, you have to score, but he's done his share.
Well, yeah, when you think about it, in his last 3 starts, he's given up a total of 5 runs and doesn't have a win to show for any of it.
Well, in his last start against Oakland, he was out there at a 3-2 lead going into the 8th and went out there and gave up a home run where it tied the game.
Yeah.
Ended up coming out with a no decision.
Josh Donaldson hitless in his last 11 at bats. Takes a look at a pitch up and in, and it's 2-0. And Kluber challenged him with a fastball, and Donaldson really pulling off of it. It's 2-1. I suppose that is natural. He hasn't been driving the ball. He has 5 extra base hits in his last 117 at bats. That's incredible for a guy that just 2 years ago was the MVP in the league and routinely would not only hit home runs, but, you know, pepper the gaps with doubles. But somehow this year, whether it's the injuries, just doesn't have the ability to drive the ball.
He doesn't look right to me. That leg issue has to bother him. His bat is not as quick as it once was. That leg kick's not the same. He used to really get it up there.
A tough play for Lindor. Barehand grab, throws on the run. Santana digs it out. 2 away on a spectacular play by Francisco Lindor, and great help on the other end by Santana.
Well, they're going to look and see on a replay before they see if they want to challenge it, but it's a beautiful play by Lindor. His only play, a barehand, and it was stayed up enough. I think they got him.
Yes, they did.
I think they got him. A nice play. He thought he was safe, but it gets into the glove of Santana before that foot gets on the base. Well done.
Great teamwork on both ends.
And another thing about Donaldson, going down the line, that's how he's hurt his leg every time, that calf. So he's not running like he did last year either.
Well, here's Justin Smoke. Takes inside, ball 1. He homered last night to tie the ball game, giving him 22 homers since May 11th. That's #1 in Major League Baseball.
And on the other hand, this guy is really swinging it well from both sides of the plate.
Yeah.
He's got great plate coverage. He's having a career year, hitting over 300, 27 homers, 64 ribbies. He's a presence.
Up and away, 3-0. Swings at the 3-0 pitch, and towering fly ball to left. Brantley makes the catch. Corey Kluber cruises through the first. Gets some good D behind him. The Indians are coming to bat. leadoff spot today for the Indians. The rest of Terry Francona's lineup brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor batting second, Michael Brantley third. Edwin Encarnacion, Jose Ramirez, and Brandon Guyer in the middle. Then it's Abe Almonte, Yan Gomes, and Giovanni Urshela, who's hit in 4 straight starts.
Jay Happ, the Hyundai starting pitcher for the Blue Jays. Happ on the year, just 3-6, a 3.55 ERA, 1-2 with a 2.57. Not a bad ERA in his last 5 games. He has given up the long ball, though. 6 homers in his last 3 starts, covering 15 innings. But 3-1 in his career against the Indians.
Carlos Santana digs in. This is his 36th start in the leadoff spot this year for the Tribe. And a line drive, base hit into center field.
Yeah, muscle it out there.
Let's go down to Andre.
Well, we haven't seen Carlos Santana in the leadoff spot in a little over a month, and I talked to Terry Francona this morning about why now. He says he feels like Carlos is finally in a good place with his swings. And he says really when they're going against the left-handed pitcher, they've got to get something going from the top of the lineup, and he figures it took off last season with Santana there. Why not go back to it now, especially after having a good weekend here versus the Blue Jays?
Well, that's right. You feel he's ready to go, and the swing's there. Put him up there. He's done it before. Nothing wrong with changing the lineup.
Francisco Lindor. Push bunts it.
He's going to beat him.
And he's going to be safe at first. That was perfectly executed by Lindor.
Yeah, once you see Justin Smokehead to come up and make that play, he was going to beat Barney to the bag. And, you know, Happ falling to the third base side, he sees the bunt. He's got to go get it. Happ's not going to get there, but he stopped. Happ would have been the only chance they had. And you can see where Barney starts, and Lindor's just going to beat him to the bag. So great job, great execution. So it's back-to-back singles.
It's almost like the old option play if you're a quarterback in football. He made Smoke commit because the bunt was so good.
Yeah.
And once he committed, play's over.
And it's nice because Happ's falling that side, and once Happ gives up, then there was no question he was going to beat Barney to the base.
Michael Brantley, soft line drive single into center field. Santana around third, they're going to wave him home. Pilar will have no throw, and the Indians score in the first to take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, how about the aggressiveness here? What has he thrown? 4 pitches, and they have a run and 3 hits. How about that?
And Jay Happ, Arch, had not allowed a run in the first inning in any of his last 8 starts.
Well, they jump him early. This sounded like it was off the end of the bat. It was elevated a little bit, but it gets in front of Pilar in center field. Santana scores easily with no throw. And 4 pitches. The Indians have 3 hits and 1 run on the board. You like that?
So first and second, still nobody out, and Edwin Encarnacion to the plate. He's really found his groove against left-handed pitching. In his last 62 at-bats against lefties, he's hitting .339. And our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. Encarnacion with 20 home runs on the year, and that gives him 6 consecutive 20-homer seasons. Miguel Montero out to talk with Jay Happ. 3 straight singles to start the game, and the Indians have a 1-0 lead. Edwin takes it's up high. 2 balls and a strike. Last time the Indians scored a run in the first inning was July 6th against San Diego.
Boy, a long time ago.
In the air, center field. Pilar will make the catch. Lindor tags but cannot get to third. One away.
Let's check the Jays defense for you. Brought to you by WB Mason. It'll be Pearson left field, Pilar in center, Bautista in right. Donaldson at third, Goins at short. Barney is at second, Smoke at first, and Montero doing the catching.
Montero new on the job because he just came over to the Blue Jays not all that long ago. Trying to get on the same page with Happ now as they face the dangerous Jose Ramirez, who's hit in 3 straight. And over his last 34 games, he's batting .409. Takes low, ball 1. Ramirez third in the American League in batting average. Leads the league with 52 extra base hits. He's second to Mookie Betts of Boston in doubles with 30. And you can find his name among many other offensive categories in the top 10, including multi-hit games. He's second in hits to Jose Altuve. He's second to Castellanos of Detroit in triples.
He's one of the best players in the league. It's plain and simple. After his year last year, he's just building upon that this year. He has been the most consistent Indian, I think, for the last 2 years.
He's among the top 10 in home batting average, day batting average, night batting average against righties.
When he goes home and goes to bed, he can still hit.
2-0 pitch. Did he? They appeal. He did not. 3-0. Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk, and the bases are loaded with 1 out in the first.
Well, you can see the difference. When Ramirez, you face him as a pitcher, you say, I want to give in to him, even though there's an out, and you've got guys at first and second. You don't think that's an open base, but you don't want them to burn you.
How many times do we talk about if you identify somebody in a lineup saying, don't let this guy beat us? Well, if you have an opportunity to walk him.
Yeah, but he's got to come and make his pitches here is what he has to do now. And this is where the guys that hit behind Jose Ramirez should have a field day, because they're going to usually be hitting with a lot of guys on base, you would think.
Well, here's where Brandon Guyer hopefully can show some patience. Took that first pitch down low for ball 1. Make Happ come to him. Only thrown 5 strikes out of 13 pitches. But Guyer this year, he's trying to hit his way out of his offensive slump, because he's only walked 4 times in 87 plate appearances. Everyone
always does. When you don't play every day, you don't go up there to be patient. You go up there and you hack, and that's what happens. They make tough pitches on you, and you're just not patient enough or have enough confidence in yourself to, hit with 2 strikes. And that happens a lot of time.
Feel like you want all 3 swings or need all 3 swings.
Right.
1-1 the count for Guyer.
You just need a break here or there, a couple of hits to get you going. But sometimes the more aggressive you get, it hurts you more than it helps you.
Well, last year Guyer was such a huge boost for this team against left-handed pitching in particular.
Oh, you get a base hit here, man. This could open this thing up in the first.
Missed inside, 2-1. Bases loaded, 1 out, a run in. And The Indians have Jay Happ on the ropes early. Swings through a high fastball. It's 2-2. Might have helped him out here.
Yeah, an elevated fastball, that is high, no question. It's tough to get on top of that fastball. That was on our Nissan pitch tracker. Could have been sitting in the driver's seat.
Time called. Ball came loose behind home plate. Smacked up the alley in left center field. Turn him loose. Lindor scores. Here comes Brantley. Right on his heels is Ramirez. It's a 3-run double for Brandon Guyer and a 4-run first for Cleveland.
There you go. He made Happ pay, and he didn't make a good pitch, but Guyer plugged the gap, cleared the bases, and that's the hit you're looking for right there. A 3-run double for Brandon Guyer. And it makes it a 4-run first inning for the Cleveland Indians and Corey Kluber. And you know the numbers with Kluber when he gets 4 runs. That's a big hit right there.
Boy, big hit for Brandon Guyer, too. And one that hopefully will get his season rolling. And they're not done yet with only 1 out. Abraham Almonte to the plate. And Guyer sitting out there in scoring position. Up high, ball 1.
Boy, not the way that Jay Happ wanted to start this ball game.
Now, as I said, Arch, he hadn't given up a run in any of his last 8 starts in the first inning, and the Indians hit him with a 4
They jumped
spot.
him early. They jumped him early is what they did. The 4 pitches, they had 3 hits and a run.
Popped up near the dugout, but I don't think it's playable, and it's just beyond the reach of Montero up on the screen.
But this, I like this situation here. You get him early, you get him at home. You've got your ace on the mound who's 54-0. The last time they've scored 4 runs or more for Kluber.
Abe Almonte has made a killing here at home this year, batting .350 at Progressive Field. Checks, it's up high, 2-1. The other night in the series opener, he had a triple, he had a home run. The Indians with a lopsided win on Friday, 13-3, a 2-1 win in 10 innings last night. And now a line drive to short caught by Goins for out number 2.
Good job by Guyer to sit there and not get doubled off. You know, you look at the Indians this year against left-handed starters. They're 18-18 on the year, but at home just 5-10. This is where they struggle against left-handed starters. They've been much better on the road, so this is a good sign right here in the first inning against the lefty.
And Yan Gomes, who's done a terrific job against left-handed pitching this year. 5 of his 6 homers have been against lefties, and he's hit .273 against the southpaws. Fouls this back out of play. Tell you what, their approach has been aggressive.
Yes, it has. Let's go. If he's going to throw that strike, get after it. I like that approach.
Well, he's always been primarily a fastball pitcher throughout his career, so it makes sense. And especially if it's a good fastball, if it's in the zone. 11 balls, 11 strikes. And the third, Donaldson has it, spins around and throws him out. But the Indians, 4 runs on 4 hits in the first. We go to the second, and as Rick told you, when Corey Kluber gets 4 runs or more, the Tribe has won 54 straight.
Well, there's still a lot of ball game left, but you like your odds in this situation.
And Kendry Morales leads off for Toronto, looks at a ball up high.
They've been having a tough time scoring when he's been on the mound, so it certainly should help him relax a little bit and let him be a little more aggressive.
I think for me, there are 2 primary reasons why that number has held up. One, Corey Kluber's the kind of pitcher whose focus never varies depending on the score.
Right.
He's the same guy, up 4, down 4, it doesn't matter. He's never going to change what he's going to try to do, his approach. And also, I think, Rick, the effect it has on the other guys that are facing him going, oh man, we're down 4.
Yeah.
They may start to press, maybe go outside their comfort zone.
See what happens when they get some runs and he can relax a little bit and he pounds the strike zone and he gets ahead. Hitters, they want their 3 swings. They don't want Kluber to get ahead of them because he can expand the zone and they know he's got many different weapons to strike you out. So they don't want to get buried in the count. And he can have some easy innings.
Got Morales down 1-2, and he's got his first strikeout. Oh no, he got a piece of it. Oh, I didn't think he did. He just did. Well, get the bat to the ball to stay alive.
Yeah, that's the slider. I don't know. Well, it didn't look like it like that. Although I never think anybody fouls it off. Doesn't look like it to me.
It didn't matter. He comes right back and registers his first strikeout of the afternoon.
Another breaking ball. This one was just a hair more inside, and he swings over the top of it, but he comes back with that same pitch he wanted and gets strikeout number 1.
Steve Pearce takes a strike. Pearce in his last 26 games has hit .345 for Toronto. He's gone 2 for 5 in the series. And he wails away there 1-2. Oh, I mean, overmatched. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the second.
Well, here you go. You're going to see that similar. The spin, that wasn't as sharp. That was a little tighter and less break to it. But it's still on the great plane where it goes away from the barrel head of the bat and gets a second straight strikeout.
Miguel Montero getting his first start in the series. He's gone 1 for 18 since being acquired by Toronto.
And it doesn't matter. Kluber comes out of the same slot with every pitch, whether it's his fastball, his slider, his curveball, his change. But he's so consistent in the strike zone. He goes in with a pitch, out with a pitch. And as a hitter, you don't know what to look for.
Struck him out on 3 pitches. Kluber whiffs the side here in the second. 4-0 Indians. Well, be sure to tune in to Jimmy Hanlon tonight inside the Golf Zone, presented by Varmint Guard. What a finish at the British Open. I don't know if it's actually done yet.
It's done. Wow. It's official.
If you missed any of it, tune in. He'll have all the highlights, and he'll talk you through it. Golf Zone tees off tonight at 8 on Fox Sports Ohio, streaming on Fox Sports Go. Jordan Spieth, what a comeback.
Yeah, what a comeback is right. After the bogey he made earlier on the backside was...
Looked like he was about to spiral
out of control.
Down the drain, you know, and be one of those forlorn figures in golf. Oh, he came so close, but, you know.
And Matt Kuchar played real well that he was playing with the last 2 days.
It was fun to watch while we were getting ready to come on the air. Jay Happ facing Giovanni Urshela, the only man who didn't bat in the first inning. Tribe was sent 8 men to the plate, scoring 4 times. Topper back to the mound. Boy. And Happ throws him out.
Well, RBI Baseball features fast-paced MLB action, and with all your favorite MLB teams and players, you can get RBI today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and mobile devices. You can learn more at RBIGame.com. Santana got it rolling in the first inning when he muscled a base hit into center field. Got jammed on the pitch, but it got it started. With a perfect bunt. And then they were off and running.
Brandon Guyer clear in the bags with a 3-run double. Carlos now with 20 hits in his last 18 games. Just inside, 3-1. Tops it foul, full count.
Got a couple birthday wishes I want to send down. Happy birthday to Oliver Pacone, 90, turning 90 today, from Louisville, Ohio, and Frenchie Jones of Sandusky, 86. Happy birthday to you both.
Popped up behind the plate, and Montero to the screen, can't get to it. Santana stays alive. You'll see at least one more pitch. I know whose birthday it is not today. Ken Boschenik.
Why, what's Kenny doing?
He was in one of those pools where everybody picks a name out of a hat.
Right.
He had Matt Kuchar.
Hang with him, Kenny. Nice going. Almost. They don't pay for second, do they? What did he text you?
He get a good old little attaboy.
Hang with him.
Yeah, he's one guy not happy for Jordan Spieth today. Santana swings, foul tips it, and that's out number 1. First strikeout for Happ, out number 2, I should say. First strikeout. This is how it started in the first.
Yeah, muscled a base hit, then a beautiful bunt by Lindor. Nobody could get to the base. Brantley jumped the first pitch, drove in the first run. They ended up walking Ramirez, and then Guyer cleans the sacks. Hits it into the gap, a double, and drove in all 3, made it a 4-run first.
Now Francisco Lindor. One ball, one strike. Lindor's home run last night that won the game in the bottom of the 10th was the Indians' first walk-off homer since Tyler Naquin's walk-off inside the park homer against Toronto last summer.
Interesting. We
Last
showed
August.
it too.
Yeah.
We did show it, I think, in the 9th inning. Yeah, that's the pitch that Happ tries to get you to swing at with 2 strikes. That fastball above the belt. He has enough on it to get it by you. And this is the first 0-2 1-2 count for Happ this afternoon.
Threw the bat at it. And Barney couldn't come up with it. Lindor hustling has his second hit of the day, and they're both infield hits.
Lindor is 2 for 2 and hasn't hit a ball. You could add the footage, about 120 feet between the two of them, if that.
That one just
First
barely
one a
made
bunt,
the dirt.
and well, he couldn't transfer it. He realized, I've got to get rid of it quickly if I'm going to get him out. Boy, that's a way to start a Sunday afternoon. 2 little infield grounders, and you're 2 for 2.
Michael Brantley, an RBI single in the first.
Well, if Lindor ever wanted to steal, now's the time. You've got a lead. It's early in the game. There's 2 outs. You can be aggressive here.
He gets quickly ahead of Brantley. 2 strikes back to back.
The league 3 for 3 in stolen bases against Happ this year.
Smash to short. Goins goes the long way, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, a man left. After 2, it's Cleveland 4, Toronto nothing.
Day baseball on Thursday. The Indians are going to close out their series against the Angels. It'll be a 12-10 start, and 10,000 fans will receive a rally together picnic blanket. That'll be courtesy of Liberty Ford. Great tickets still remain at Indians.com.
Kevin Pillar goes after the first pitch, and he blasts it deep to left and gone to the bleachers. Home run number 11 for Kevin Pillar, and it gets the Blue Jays on the board. And it's the 11th home run allowed by Kluber this year.
Well, wasted no time. Jumped on the first pitch, one swing, one run. One hit now for Toronto, and that one he got it right there. That thing came back into the middle third of the plate, right into his wheelhouse. So Toronto's on the board.
For Pillar, now one shy of his career high in home runs, set 2 years ago when he hit a dozen. Ryan Goins takes a strike. Breaking ball's foul.
Yes,
and he went chasing after it. And Goins strikes out on 3 pitches. 4th K for Kluber. One down in the third, and we go down to Andre.
Well, we always talk about how a guy makes a great play, and they probably started off the Sports Center way back when. Then he comes up with the big hit. Well, in the top of the 10th inning last night, Francisco Lindor came up with an error to start the inning off. He said he instantly put his head down and said, please, we can lose this game, but we can't lose in the 10th inning. He goes, I don't care if it goes 15. But he was able to bounce back and have the walk-off homer last night. And he's talking to Tito and some of his teammates. This talks about the greatness that he has, that he's able to get rid of a play like that and move forward. And it reminds you guys a little bit of what happened in April
in Texas
when we were in Texas.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, Andre. You're right. Absolutely correct. Where he booted the ball, should have turned a double play, didn't do it, and ended up hitting the grand slam in the 9th inning.
But he came back when the guys got in the dugout. He came right up to Brian Shaw, came right up to Cody Allen. He said, hey, man, my bad. Thanks for saving me. And Shaw said, don't worry about it. You've saved us a million times. Go out. He said, go win the game. Brian said he didn't know he was going to do it that quick.
Well, that's true. No one feels worse than a guy when you make an error, especially when they come around to score. I mean, everybody feels that way, but it's nice when you have an opportunity to redeem yourself, and you do.
According to the Indians Baseball Information Department, the only player younger than Francisco Lindor to hit a walk-off homer in the last 40 years was Brandon Phillips, who was 21 years old when he did it 14 years ago. And the only other player in the last 40 years at age 23, which is where Frankie is right now, is Manny Ramirez, who also did it at the age of 23 in 1995. He did it a couple of times. So
is that the one off Eck, maybe?
Probably.
Think about it.
I think he did it twice, so that was one of them. Shallow right. Ramirez makes the catch, battling the sun. And there are 2 down.
Stepping in now for Toronto is the right fielder, Jose Bautista.
And he'll bring up Jose Bautista. Grounded out on the first pitch, his first time up. He's 1 for 10 in the series. You know, we talk about the Indians searching for that leadoff man, some consistency at the top of the order. Toronto knows that story all too well. Bautista in the leadoff spot, but in his last 12 games, he's hitting $111.
Well, he's not really a leadoff man. He doesn't have that mentality.
But, you know, you're searching. You're looking for something.
Right.
Trying to find.
I know. You're trying to get him some fastballs. You're trying to do things to help him out. But, you know, it's a weird game. It just doesn't work out that way.
Kluber's ahead of him 1-2. And he struck him out. Got him to go fish. 5 Ks for Kluber. Blue Jays get on the board. Middle of the third, it's 4-1 Cleveland. If you're enjoying a cold one, stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Home half of the third, Edwin Encarnacion will lead off for the Tribe. Fly to center is only time up. Missed outside to even the count at 1-1. Coming into today, Encarnacion in 5 games against his old ball club has hit a double, a homer. He's driven in 5 and he's scored 4 times. Deep slicing foul. Somebody, about 3 guys with gloves there, all converging. And the young lady ends up with the ball. Nice job, Dad. Sky high pop. This one's probably out of play. Montero gives it a look. Two balls, 2 strikes. Encarnacion leading off here for the Indians in the bottom of the third. Blue Jays got on the board top half of the inning. 4-1 our score. Indians with 4 in the first. Tribe starting the day, 1.5 up in the AL Central. Both Kansas City and Minnesota with identical 49 and 47 records behind them. Royals have won 4 straight coming into today. Down low and full count. Three twos lined up the gut, and that ball was scorched.
Yes, it was. Nice swing by Eddie. Little line drive right back up the middle. Good at bat. Laid off that slider down there to get to the full count, and you're going to see this pitch. He threw another one, but this one was up a little bit, and he hit it right where it came from, man. That was a nice swing.
Well, how about this? If you notice, Montero, he wanted a changeup. Happ shook him off. He said, okay, fastball. And that came off the bat at 106 miles an hour.
It came in a lot faster than he threw it. Or it left the bat.
Jose Ramirez pops one high in the air. Deep left, Pierce back, shy of the warning track. Makes the catch. And that's out number 1. Take a look at the AL Central standings coming into play today. You know, the Detroit Tigers, they're 6.5 back. They're still 8 games under 500. And the Chicago White Sox, now whether or not it's coincidence or not, they've lost 8 straight. You know, they just recently kind of gutted the team with the trade of not only Todd Frazier, but also David Robertson, the closer, and Tommy Kahnle.
They've been well, and they've had the lead early in a lot of the games they've been playing against Kansas City, but they just can't hold the lead. But it's a total rebuild in Chicago, and that's where we will be heading Thursday night into the Windy City for a weekend series before we head on into Boston.
Brandon Guyer chases after 1-1.
A change up.
Guyer plugged the gap in left center in the first with a 3-run double. Down low. 2 balls and a strike. Before the Indians head out on that road trip Rick just told you about, makeup game tomorrow against Cincinnati, 7 o'clock start time. Tomlin, Tim Edelman for the Reds. And then the Angels come in for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So still great opportunities to come on down and see the Indians here at Progressive Field. Another big crowd on hand here today. Both Friday and Saturday night's games were sellouts. Looks like we're going to be just shy of a sellout.
You know,
today,
if we get just a hair, if we get right around 32,000 people here today, they have a chance to have 100,000 people here this year, or this
weekend.
The weekend, yes.
I think we're going to get there. It looks like there aren't a whole lot of empty seats out there.
You know, it's tough though to get 100,000 anymore in a 3-game series because of the seats they've taken out.
Grounded to third, Donaldson to second. He threw it away, and Barney did a nice job to keep that from going into the outfield. And so everybody's safe. 2 on with only 1 out.
Yeah, and before you turn 2, you have to make sure you get your first one. And the throw from Donaldson is down and away.
You know, it's not as bad a throw as I initially thought, but
you know, that's
not great.
That's routine. That's the second error for Josh in the series, and you know, he's a better third baseman than that. So they don't get anybody, and it opens the door now to get that run back.
Abraham Almonte hit a line drive to the shortstop his first time up. Out of play to the right.
'61st error for the Blue Jays this year. They're rated 11th in the league. He's saying, give us a chance, get us another ground ball, and we'll try and get a double play. Can Hap do that?
Now, you said it before, this game has a way of humbling everyone associated with it. Players, managers, coaches, front office, announcers. It doesn't matter. If you stick around long enough, it'll bite you. And Donaldson, again, 2 years ago, he's the MVP of the league, the toast of the town. He can seemingly do no wrong. But boy, you get a couple injuries and all of a sudden he looks human.
Well, he is human. Everybody that plays this game is human. It's a tough way to go, and Hap comes back, makes a beautiful pitch to get a called third strike, his second strikeout. Painted it down and away.
Abe's not real happy. Let's take another look.
Not happy, but it's a good pitch.
It's a good pitch.
Yes, it is.
Agree.
You know, you cannot be happy. It's an unhittable pitch, and what you have to do is try to fight that pitch off or foul it off if you can. That's a pitcher's pitch. Pitches like that make you talk to yourself. You walk back, and there used to be an umpire, Matty, Durwood Merrill. They used to call
I remember Durwood, yeah.
Okay, you remember Durwood Merrill? You'd turn around and you'd look at him and say, well, that can't be. Oh, yes, it is. That's a Hall of Fame pitch. I said, yeah, he's going to go to the Hall of Fame if you keep calling those pitches.
Well, it just reminded me of the agony of watching that documentary about the Indians teams of the 90s. That 95 World Series, I had forgotten how bad Joe Brinkman was behind the plate.
Should have just asked me. I could have told you.
I mean, I was watching it and I had just forgotten how. I mean, they were showing pitches that were 6 to 8 inches off the plate. The catcher's set up off the plate.
I know.
And he's calling them strikes.
Well, that's what you had to deal with back then.
2 on, 2 out. 2 strike pitches
Before
up
they
high.
had all the cameras, or Quez-Tech, or whatever you want to call it. And then they tell you, you want to complain? It'll be even farther out the next time up.
Now Gomes patiently waiting him out here as the count back to even at 2-2. Gomes drew a pair of walks last night. Smashed to short, backhanded nicely by Goins. Only plays at first, and he makes a great throw to get Gomes and end the inning. Tribe strands a pair. After 3, it's Cleveland 4, Toronto 1.
For kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. Seats are located in the family deck near the kids clubhouse and are only available at Indians.com. Speaking of kids, there's a boatload of kids here today celebrating Slider's birthday. Bunch of different mascots in town. They're having a ball this afternoon.
Through 3 innings, Corey Kluber's made 37 pitches. His counterpart, Jay Happ, has made 65. But that's what happens when you send 8 men to the plate in the first inning. That'll run the pitch count up there. And Corey, only one man has reached, and that was Kevin Pillar, who hit a leadoff homer last inning against him. He has fanned 5. One and 1 the count on Josh Donaldson. That's a good pitch. Full count. And a base hit into right field. And for Josh Donaldson, it's his first hit in the series. He's 1 for 10 and it's only the 5th hit in his last 36 at-bats.
Well, he's hit this one well, and he stung it very well.
Player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. Justin Smoke, former first-round pick of the Rangers, went to Seattle in the mega deal that involved Cliff Lee. 6 players involved there. But he's one of those guys who people have always envisioned this kind of potential. But he's finally coming into his own.
Well, this is certainly a career year for him.
Back out of play. Back in 2013 with the Mariners, he did hit 20 homers. But it was his first year in Toronto, which established his career best with 59 RBIs, and he's already blown by that. Straightens him up. 1-2. Nice pick by Gomes. And it's 2-2. As we head into play today, there's the way it looks. Aaron Judge with 32 at the top. Mike Moustakas. And a trio at 27. Smokes out swinging, throw to first, and Donaldson gets back just in time. 6th strikeout for Corey Kluber, 1 down in the 4th.
Come back again, you're going to see a nice little breaking ball down below the zone, and Gomes going to try the quick snap throw to first base. Donaldson gets back, but you can see how that finger's on the side of the ball. He's throwing that breaking pitch, and it gets there, and all of a sudden it dives out of the zone.
I'm often amazed sometimes at how catchers can throw around hitters, over hitters. You know, I've seen guys step across the plate where they could be technically maybe interfering, and the catcher will still throw over them. It's almost like a quarterback in the pocket when everything's falling all around them and they can still stand in and make the throw.
Sidearm. Well, the hitter has the right to the batter's box. So if you're going to have to throw to first base with that left-hander in the box, you got to throw around him. You know, because he doesn't have to move. But, you know, you got to think, okay, this guy's sneaking off the bag. He's getting a little too much of a lead. I'll try and throw behind him. You know, it's already premeditated. They're thinking about it before it even happens.
The craziest one I saw this year, I think I told you, I think it was Boston. They're down in Houston, and the catcher went to throw, and it hit Evan Gaddis's bat. It literally, as soon as he let go of the ball, it hit the barrel of his bat and just ricocheted. And that's a live ball.
Yes, it is.
But I've never seen that before. It literally, it wasn't out of his hand 6 inches before it nailed the barrel of the bat. It just flew out into the middle of the infield. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Went after it. Oh, he did, said third base umpire Scott Berry.
And look at Morales is saying, what, are you kidding me?
That's 7 strikeouts for Corey Kluber, though Kenry Morales begs to differ.
Yes, he does. He wants to plead his case. He's thinking, let me see from the side. No, not even close. Not even close. He has a legitimate gripe. But there's nothing you can do to plead your case there.
Best attorney in the world wouldn't you do you any good.
You know, it's tough enough to get when you get 3 strikes from Corey Kluber, let alone 2. You know you're going to strike out if that's the case.
Steve Pearce struck out his first time up. Line drive base hit in the left field for Pearce. So second hit of the inning for the Blue Jays.
Well, Pearce, they're looking for the pitch away, and it leaks over the inside part of the plate, and Pearce goes, okay, I can handle that pitch. I'll take that little 2-seam fastball and drive it into left field. So the inning continues. The 3rd hit for the Jays.
Miguel Montero struck out his first time up. Kind of a defensive swing. Gomes says, I'll take it. And the inning is over. Corey Kluber keeps rolling along. Blue Jays strand a pair. He has struck out 7. Middle of the 4th. 4-1 Cleveland.
Slider's birthday all day long, and he happened to throw out the ceremonial first pitch.
Two.
The Friar. Look at that.
That
terrible.
Awful.
Unbelievable. He pulled it a little bit at sidearm. It doesn't even hit the left-handed batter's box. Well, they're having fun. They're celebrating. 27 years old today is Slider.
27?
Yes, indeed.
Giovanni Urshela tapped one back to the mound his first time up. Urshela has done a tremendous job filling in at third base defensively. He's
made some spectacular plays already. Offensively, he's hitting 4 straight starts. Right behind Irwin. Got through Happ, and it's up the middle. He's got another base hit.
Yeah, Goins is the one that had to get it. You know, with Barney on the backhand side, not going to work. Once it got past Happ, the only play I think that would have been able to be made is Goins getting it and throwing it. But let's take a look at it again. Gets by Happ, and now watch him give up on it. He understood it looked like a collision course, so he says, no, thank you. Give him an infield single. Urshela will take it.
Yeah, it's rare that you see. That's something you see in the outfield. Rarely do you see that on the infield, but occasionally it happens. Carlos Santana singled and scored in the first. Struck out his last time up. The point I was going to make about Gio, though, is that it looks like to me he's one of those guys, we've seen this before, where guys come up, get their first taste. Maybe the game's a little fast for them. They struggle. It looks like he's figured some things out. He kind of knows who he is as a player maybe now.
Well, yes, more so than what he did when he was getting an opportunity to play a couple of years ago. I totally agree with that. But the tough thing is right now Ramirez is playing third base. He's not going to get a chance. He's getting at bats now with Kipnis on the disabled list. Gonzalez is getting at bats. But their at-bats are going to be limited when he comes back, because everything else will go back to normal. Kipnis will go to second. Ramirez will go to third. Lindor is going to stay at short. So, you know, they're in a tough position.
But as you know from experience, that they can't worry about that. They have to worry about just today.
And what they do, exactly, what they do with these kids down in AAA, they mix and match.
Oh, it gets away, and Gio's in the scoring position.
Take it. It's a wild pitch. His fourth. You know, they play him at shortstop. Like Urshela started some games at short. You move him around because that can make him more valuable up at this level if they get called up. And that ball goes up. Montero's chest protector, but it ricochets past. Didn't stay out in front of him.
You know, and Andre mentioned to us before that, you know, I think earlier last year, Gio, he struggled with the not being up here. Santana flies one to center. Pilar will make the catch.
Gio, go halfway.
Out number 1.
That's where a lot of base runners make mistakes. You know, on a routine fly ball to the outfield, they go back. There's no sense in going back to the base. You're not going to tag up anyway. Go halfway. And it's not that Mike Sarbaugh is going to tell him to go back and tag. That's their read. The players have to make that read. You go halfway. You weren't going to be able to tag on that ball.
Fouled away by Francisco Lindor. Two for two, both singles on the infield. A perfect bunt single in the first, and then a slow chopper in the second inning. And now he's got a line drive into right field for a base hit. Gio's coming around third. They're going to wave him home. Batista's throw. Not in time. Urshela scores, and the Indians make it a 5-1 lead. Lindor picks up his 47th run batted in on the year.
He gets his third hit of the ball game, and that's something he did very well last year, but stayed on it off the end of the bat. You can see Urshela flipping his helmet off, coming around third. Then goes head first into the dish. The throw's going to be a little off target, a little bit late. Watch, he takes his own helmet off. I'd leave it on, but he pushes it off, comes in head first, and the Indians push their 5th run across.
Brantley pops it up. Shallow left. Not even going to make it to the grass. Yeah, it did. Just barely. 2 down. T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball break. Boy, Travis Shaw, 70 runs batted in, one shy of his career high from last year. Well, this, I'm telling you, this is one of those trades Milwaukee may look back years from now and say, wow, we stole this guy.
Well, you're trading an everyday guy for a reliever. And, you know, Thornburg out for the season. And Shaw doing a wonderful job. Thank God they got him out of the league because he used to kill the Indians. And we're going to Boston next trip.
Well, by the way, I know you saw this, but since we just left San Francisco, Pablo Sandoval did resign.
I knew it.
He's in the minor leagues trying to figure it out once again with the Giants.
It was just a matter of time. He should have never left.
Down low to Encarnacion, a ball and a strike. On that deal with the helmet, I was going to ask you about this. Maybe from your own experiences, if you're running and the helmet, if you feel it bouncing, is it almost better to just knock it off if it's not snug? It might be distracting if it's bouncing around on
Probably
your
you're afraid
head.
the bill's going to come down and you won't be able to see anything. But I'm talking about if you go in and you're going head first.
I see where you're coming from.
You know, if that helmet stays on, you got a little more protection than having nothing there.
See, you guys had the long moss in your day. These guys just they got bushy hair. They got a lot of hair up there.
Yeah, well, I never had the ear flaps, though. It was just like what the base coaches are wearing, either Sandy or
what they used to call Scully.
Starbaugh.
The Scully, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that would fit into your hat, an insert, really. But that's all it is. Right, like that. It's just like a hat.
3-1 pitch. And that's ball 4. So Encarnacion draws a walk. J-Happ over 80 pitches on the afternoon. And Jose Ramirez coming up with 2 aboard. The greatest of all time. It's always weird for guys of our generation. We see GOAT and we're like, what? What do you mean calling him the GOAT? What?
It all comes from texting, so it saves you some letters.
You're hipper than people know.
Don't mention anything, though. Don't say a word.
Yeah, the first time I saw that phrase, I'm like, why are they calling this guy a GOAT? I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Then I realized, oh, it's the 1-0 pitch. Way outside.
Well, a big 2-out hit in the first inning. Put a big number on the board. They have an opportunity to do it again here, especially in a 2-0 count, as Montero will go out and talk to J-Happ. He's walked 2, struck out 2.
Well, remember in the first inning, Arch, it looked like he pitched around Ramirez, even though there were 2 on base.
First and second, yes, he did.
And he walked him to load him up, and then Geyer made him pay with a 3-run double. I don't know that that's the same strategy now that he's down 4 runs. Maybe Montero wanted to go out and check and see exactly what he wanted to do here. He goes at him, and Ramirez lifts the fly ball to right. Inning over. Tribe adds a run. Francisco Lindor drives home his good buddy Giovanni Urshela. 5-1 Indians after 4. Indians baseball is brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. A warm afternoon here at Progressive Field. And the Indians jumping the Blue Jays early. They now lead it 5-1. Corey Kluber, 4 innings of work, 56 pitches, 37 of those strikes. And now 13 swings and misses. Kevin Pillar homered in the 3rd inning against Kluber. Pops this one out of play. And it's 0-2. And Pillar waves at that one, and that's strikeout number 8 for Corey Kluber. And that is now 10 consecutive games for Kluber in which he has struck out at least 8 batters.
Kluber said, okay, I made a mistake the first time and let you hit a fastball that was coming in on you. I'm going to give you something to go away. And didn't waste any time to strike him out this time.
It's the longest in the big leagues since Max Scherzer also did it in 10 straight 5 years ago. Chop to second.
And you get a nice 1 pitch out.
Injury report today brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Tough break for the Pirates as Gregory Polanco goes to the DL. They've been playing really well lately, charging hard in the NL Central. Starlin Castro, the Yankees, has a hamstring injury. And Eric Ibar. Didn't seem like Father Time was ever going to catch up to him, but maybe.
Yes, it does.
Finally, he has. 2 down for Darwin Barney. And he takes the ball inside. We'll go down to Andre.
You know what almost got Ibar was a chicken bone a couple of years ago, if you remember.
That's right.
He got rushed to the hospital. On the Indian side, look for Austin Jackson to be activated on Tuesday when the team opens up their series. On Tuesday
against the Angels.
Against the Angels.
Okay.
Look for him to be activated. Also talking to Lonnie Chisenhall, he says he learned today from reading the paper that he's weeks away. He plans on being, but he told me he plans on being ready by August 1st. So just remember that date.
Didn't you say Kipnis too was saying he was closer than what it's saying?
Yeah, I think they both have been told, certain things, but Chiz feels like he should be ready first week of August, and Kip seems like he's about in that same time frame as well.
That's about a week away, really. I mean, we're already July 23rd, so yeah.
Right. Well, and that's what Chiz said. He goes, I don't know about weeks. He said maybe a week, and maybe they're not going to rehab. So hopefully you have both of them back by then.
Good to hear. 2 down. 1-2 pitch to Barney. And a smash up the gut, and that's through. 4th hit for Toronto, and a 2-out single keeps the inning alive.
A little comebacker. He didn't start it out off the plate enough. And it came back in to a good enough piece of the bat for Barney, so he'll get a 2-out single. They have 4 hits now, 3 of them singles, 2 of them with 2 outs.
Batista almost chased after it, but held up. 1 for 11 in the series. He has 5 hits in his previous 12 games. Tigers Twins scoreless in the 2nd inning in Minneapolis. Royals White Sox no score. They're in the 1st in Kansas City. Reds come in tomorrow for a one-game makeup. They lead the Marlins 2-1. They're in the 5th in Cincinnati. Reds trying to stop a 3-game slide. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Currently dead last in the NL Central, 17 games under 500. And the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Boy, Bautista really turned it loose. Clipped Gomes on the follow through. And the count evens at 2 balls.
Well, the bigger that swing is against Kluber, the better he likes it. Watch the front side just pulling out. Head nowhere to be found, and then that long backswing. As you see, every time hitters take that big swing and they pull off, they always end up hitting the catcher.
They hit him right on the hand with the catcher, the glove hand though. Did he go? He did!
Yeah, I thought so.
Quinn Walcott punches him out. 9th strikeout of the day for Corey Kluber. We're halfway through, and the Indians lead it 5-1.
You would like this season by purchasing a promo pass for an additional $5. You'll receive your item no matter what time you arrive at the ballpark. You can just visit Indians.com for all the details. Today they had the sanitary socks and some hats giveaway. Kipnis bobblehead was yesterday. You know, when you have a big crowd, it's not a bad idea. Get yourself a promo pass and guarantee it when you get to the park.
Back-to-back nights, great fireworks shows.
Oh gosh, they're well over 20 minutes in extravaganza for 2 nights.
Yeah, they've come a long way, haven't they? Fireworks shows.
My goodness, absolutely, like everything.
Geyer grounds out, 1 away. In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Indians jumped J. Happ in the first. 4 pitches into the game, it was 1-0 Cleveland. 3 batters later, Brandon Geyer with the bags juiced, cleaned it up with a 3-run double. Blue Jays got on the board with a solo homer in the 3rd, and then Francisco Lindor with an RBI single plating Giovanni Urshela in the 4th, restoring the 4-run advantage. Abraham Almonte 0 for 2 takes a strike. You know it's a big fireworks show, extravaganza as you put it, when I was walking into the ballpark the last 2 nights and I see the guys, they've got these big contraptions.
Pyrotechnic guys.
I mean, yeah, and it's like, wow, so much for just lighting the fuse.
No,
stepping back.
No. It's synced to music. It's unbelievable.
2 down.
I walked in this morning and they were you know, hooking up the truck and backing it up, taking everything away. It is a huge ordeal.
Yan Gomes 0 for 2. I see coming up here in the series finale against the Angels, the picnic blanket giveaway.
Yeah, picnic blanket. Boo Boo. We're going to have that on the day game on Thursday. We may not be able to use it, but we'll have it.
You know, not enough people know that reference, though. That's the problem. Us, we're laughing, but there's not enough people out. There's too many people that don't remember that great cartoon.
You'll
the two
live in my mind.
Oh, man. You know, because what is it, Cartoon Land or one of those channels they rerun it. But I've never seen the Yogi Bear and those
that
old.
Goes back a little too far, I think.
Was that in color or black and white?
Oh, that was color. In living color.
The 3-0 pitch is fouled back out of play.
Andre doesn't even know. And he's got kids.
Hitter Boo Boo.
I'm gonna bring you a few books you can read to your kids, Andre.
They prefer when Uncle Arch comes over to read. They're coming to Chicago. I'll make sure they know your room number.
Yeah, please.
3-1 pitch. Shattered bat.
Ooh,
Hat
how about
reaches
that?
back and snares it. And that'll retire the side. 5 in the books. It's Cleveland 5, Toronto 1. Terrific play made by Jay Happ to end the inning.
Park app to securely manage your tickets and skip lines by gaining access to our mobile-only gates. Plus, you can unlock special offers from our partner KeyBank and more. Visit Indians.com for more info.
Leading off the 6th inning is Josh Donaldson. And Donaldson takes a strike. Sky high pop up, but I don't think it's going to stay in play.
It is not.
You can feel the breeze up here in the booth. It's blowing.
It's circling.
Kind of blowing in from left field. But it'll probably push the ball maybe out toward right if you hit a line drive that way. Sometimes when you get that wind coming in this way, it'll slingshot the ball out that way. Donaldson, a base hit his last time up. He's only hit in the series.
Like that pitch. Like it a lot. Donaldson, yeah, he shot that base hit to right field, hit a good pitch and stayed on it nicely. And that pitch is to, you know, get him off diving on the outside part of the plate. That is Kluber's 9th 0-2-1-2 count in this ball game.
Struck him out. Corey Kluber with strikeout number 10 on the afternoon. Time now for a game break without Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, Rick, let's head to Houston where the Astros were down 3-0 to the Orioles. Actually, this is in Baltimore. The Astros, though. Jose Altuve, 3-run homer to left to tie it, his 15th of the year. He leads baseball now with a .353 batting average. Jose added one in the bottom of the third. It's 4-3 now Baltimore, top of the fourth inning at Camden Yards. Fellas.
What a year Altuve is having again.
Yeah, he and Jose Ramirez, the top two hitmen in the American League. And neither one of them sniffing 6 feet tall.
No, those are two well put together baseball players.
Yes,
they
indeed.
can do it all.
Fouled up the first base side. Ninth time this year that Corey Kluber has struck out 10. 33rd time in his career.
Yeah, and you can see the guys that have the swing and miss stuff in baseball with great control. You don't get to double-digit strikeouts, stay in ball games late if you don't have great command, and you get ahead of hitters, you can set pitches up, and you have outstanding stuff.
Upstairs, couldn't catch up. 2-2.
The only guy Kluber has not struck out on Toronto today in that lineup is Barney, who's hitting 9th, and he's 1 for 2.
We'll go through the signs once again here. Cutter in, just missed. Now the payoff pitch, and he just did. Maybe tip the end of the bat on that to stay alive. Smoke putting up a good battle here. 8th pitch of the at bat. Coming up with 1 down in the 6th. Just missed outside in a rare walk.
Well, that's a good take if you're Justin Smug. Easy to get into that swing mode against Kluber because he's all over the strike zone. This time he just misses, and really a nice job to lay off at the first walk for Kluber.
Back out of play. Kenry Morales has struck out twice today. And the last time up, he was called out on a check swing. And on the replay, it really did not look like he went around.
No, he did.
He was not happy with third base umpire Scott Berry, but once the call's made, not much you can do.
Yeah, it's tough to fight your cause when you're about 120 feet away without showing them up. But you're right. Once it's called, it's called. You go back, but you're not happy. And then you know what you do, especially when you're the DH. You go out and look at the video and say, I knew I didn't go.
And what happens next time up? He's in the hole 0-2.
Of course.
He's put right back in that defense mode.
And will we see another breaking ball down? Yes, but he got to this one.
And Almonte plays it on a bounce. So a walk and a knock after the strikeout to start the 6th. And the Blue Jays have something brewing with Steve Pearce coming up.
He didn't get this one down enough. He's been able to get him to chase it. That stayed middle of the plate, and it didn't get down. And Morales hits it into center field, so he feels better about himself. He gets his first hit. They have runners at first and second now for Steve Pearce. Kluber in his last 2 games, 22 strikeouts and 1 walk. Whew.
That's overpowering. Just missed, ball 1.
He'd gladly take a ground ball double play to get out of this inning here as well.
Well, the funny thing is, outside of the 10 strikeouts, he does have 4 ground ball outs.
Yeah, he would like one right here where they could turn it. Let the defense do a little work today. It gets old watching him keep throwing pitches and swinging and missing. Really, sometimes defensive. I mean, you're ready on every pitch when you're a defender with Kluber, but you never get any work. Once in a while, you get, oh, here comes one. Thanks. And it's usually not too hard, not too tough of a play.
Yeah.
So you've got to keep yourself, okay, here we go. But you have to expect every ball being hit to you, but you see a lot of swings and misses behind Kluber. There you go.
Lindor waits back, flips to Ramirez on the first. It's an inning ending double play.
That's what we're talking about.
Corey Kluber, 6 dominant innings, has struck out 10. The Indians lead at 5-1. Indians Reds. Josh Tomlin will go for the Tribe. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Indians live first pitch at 7 right here on Sports Time Ohio. We're streaming live on Fox Sports Go. It'll be a brief interleague interlude Giovanni Urshela, Carlos Santana, and Francisco Lindor.
And we've talked about it before. Will they call that a series, or does that add to the last? That'll be a series. One game series.
Doesn't make
Makes
any
no
sense to me either. But, yeah. So if whoever wins gets credited with a sweep.
Okay. Just curious.
When the Indians lost the wild card playoff to the Rays a few years ago, no one said the Indians were swept by Tampa Bay in the playoffs. They lost the playoff game.
You're right. Good point.
But
I think Tommy did. You're right. One game is one game. Sudden death, do or die. But the Reds were very hot back when we were playing them. When we were rained out in that series, it was a short 2-game series, and that last one's rained out. So you're catching them at a better time than what they were. They were hitting home runs back then. A boatload of them.
Urshela went down and golfed that pitch in the left field, and Pierce will make the catch for out number 1. I don't know how he went down. I thought it was going to hit the ground.
It did look a little funny from looking from behind. Boy, he went out, and you're right. It was just off the ground. That was like a little 9-iron there. Stayed up long enough, but he goes down.
Carlos Santana returning to the leadoff spot for the first time since May, and started the game with a base hit, sparking a 4-run first inning. Blue Jays have double barrel action in the bullpen, lefty and righty up. Hap just over the 100 pitch mark, as you see. Santana taking all the way 3-0. And that's low, ball 4. And we'll see if that's the end of the line for Jay Happ.
Well, it's his 3rd walk. Francisco Lindor is 3 for 3 today. First one on a beautiful bunt to set up that first inning. He beat Barney to the bag. Then little infield grounder. Barney couldn't get it out of his glove, so no throw, and then a base hit RBI to right field. Well, he is 3 for 3. So he's going to remain in to face Lindor.
And a liner to Donaldson. Go back to first now in time. 2 away. Well, he hit that hard, but
well, see what happens. You got to hit it softer. He had 2. He was 2 for 2 and never got a ball out of the infield. He has his 7th third-hit game of the year, but this one has been the ball he's hit the hardest of the afternoon, and guess what? It turns into an out, and almost a double play, but Santana gets back. That's exactly what you tell him when you go up there. See what happens? That's what you get for hitting it so hard.
Michael Brantley. Takes a look. It's ball 1. Brantley 1 for 3. Drove in the first run of the afternoon. The left-hander who was up has stopped throwing.
That's probably why he left tap in, is to get the left-hander, Brantley.
I also think too, Rick, even though the bullpen did okay last night for Toronto, it's not been a strength for them.
No, it is not. And, you know, he knows his bullpen much better than we do. But this guy, Happ, is, you know, they jumped him early and had the big inning. Other than that, he's pitched pretty well and only allowed the 1 run since.
Brantley socks one to deep center. Back is Pilar. He's out of room. It's out of here. Michael Brantley with his 6th home run of the year, and he snaps a 54-game homerless streak with a 2-run smash to dead center.
Yeah, his first home run since April 30th. Wow. And it's a 3-0 pitch. He turned on it. Green light, let's go. Give him the swing. He did. And he swung and got a fastball up out over the plate and took it to center field.
And now in the dugout, let the good-natured kidding and ribbing begin. And I mean, I'm not surprised that Lonnie Chisnall's the first one there. There's the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Edwin trying to launch one of the bleachers. Comes up empty. 1-2. (7-1) Indians. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I think, Art, sometimes when you maybe just don't trust your bullpen as much as you normally would, this is the situation you find yourself in. You're trying to extend that starter. Maybe you go 1 batter too long.
I would agree. I would agree. But, you know, and then after that guy hits the home run, you're saying, well, I might as well. I better not take him out now. But this will probably be his last hitter, period. He's up at 113 pitches. He gave him his opportunity to get out of the inning. Fell behind Brantley 3-0, and Michael had the green light. He wasn't taking anything.
Encarnacion goes down swinging to end the inning. But Michael Brantley bombs one to straightaway center, and the Indians now lead it 7-1. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. By the stylish 2017 Kia Optima, and by Smart Path Forward. Lakeland Community College is your Smart Path Forward. Start now. (7-1) Indians as we go to the 7th inning. And Corey Kluber, just shy of 90 pitches this afternoon, will face 6, 7, and 8 in the Blue Jays lineup. Down low. Ground ball right at Jose Ramirez. 1 down. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, Michael Brantley just hit his first home run. You said since what, April 30th?
Yeah.
We all knew it was April, Matt. And we talked to Tito about this the last couple of days, about 3-4 days ago, just about his lineup. We all play manager at home. We all think we know the best lineup to put together of this team. And when I asked him about it, he says, I'm going to keep him at third because he's consistent. I'm not going to get caught up in home runs. I'm not going to get caught up in how hard or how far he's hitting the ball. He goes, I know I'm going to get a consistent at bat, and that's who I want in the 3-hole for us right now. If he goes, that changes later on in the season, so be it. But right now, I want the consistency of Michael Brantley, and I'm not worried about power.
Well, you were down near that dugout. How much ribbon did he take after he come in after that home run?
I don't think he wanted to come in the dugout.
You're probably right.
He didn't, because everybody, I mean, we all know, and the numbers are up there, and they're well aware of it.
Sure.
And I think for him, you know, he continues to tell me, he goes, I'm not getting caught up in all this launch angle and all this velocity. He goes, I'm an old school player. He goes, that's the way I was taught. I'm going to hit the ball where it's pitched. And he goes, and I'm going to live life off of that.
I was a little surprised he got after that 3-0 pitch, to be honest with you.
Well, think about it. He had an RBI single in the first inning on the first pitch. Doesn't swing at first pitches often.
Right.
He has a home run on a 3-0 pitch later on.
Yeah.
But he knows what he's going up there to do. You guys know that.
Well, I think, too, it's a smart hitting. You got a guy who's, 3-0 count. He's at the end of the day.
Right.
He's thinking he's just going to try to get one over here. And if he throws one in the wheelhouse, I'm going to smoke it. And that's exactly what he did.
Well, and I think even when you see the reaction from Lindor last night, he continually tells me how much he learns hitting from Michael Brantley and when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive. They like his presence in the middle of the lineup, and they're not getting caught up in the home run total at this point in time.
The 0-2's fouled out of play.
Yeah, I hope they never get caught up in the home run total. Line drives, doubles. This is a double line drive team for the most part. And the home runs will come with quality at bats and,
Arch, don't you
swings.
Don't you think that I agree with you, but you remember what it's like to be a player and to be young. Don't you think that's hard though right now in the way the game is played?
Absolutely. Yes.
And you see guys come in here that you know you're just as strong as.
When they're telling young hitters to hit the ball in the air, I absolutely do. Because you have a tendency to go for an uppercut.
Strikeout number 11 for Corey Kluber as Pilar is caught in between. Watch Brantley now after this mammoth homer. There's a straightaway center. And then he comes around, he gets a few high fives.
Only from the coaching staff.
That's it.
Yeah, those are from coaches.
Right. No player went up to him. They said, no. They're saying silent treatment while he's rounding the bases. They'll come up about a minute or so later. The coaches were thrilled for him. Can't stop them.
Ryan Goins.
Well, as we talk about leadership, Tito continues to say, I don't want a leader that yells and screams and says, look at me. I want a guy like Michael Brantley that shows up every day and just does his job. And he said, that's why I love him and that's why I like having him where we have him.
Two down. Ryan Goins takes up and away 1-1. Well, you know, we talk so much about the plummeting batting averages around baseball. Jose Ramirez started the day 3rd in the AL in batting average with a .329 mark. Michael Brantley's the only other guy in the lineup who's over 300.
Corey Kluber, you can see that's the 100 pitch mark at 68% strikes, and that seems like the norm for him.
He's pitched 100 and we got now 107 innings on the year. He's got 147 strikeouts, making 148. Another dirty dozen for Corey Kluber. The Blue Jays go in order. Stretch time in Cleveland, 7-1 Indians. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. 12 strikeouts today for Corey Kluber. Here's a quick look.
Yeah, just another dominant performance with the breaking balls, locating. And you can see how lethal he is when he gets to 2 strikes.
Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen is for our old buddy Joe Smith. Side-arming right-hander comes on to pitch here in the 7th inning. Just activated from the DL when the series began. And Joe making his 35th appearance on the year, 3-0, a 3.41 ERA. No signs of slowing down other than the trip to the DL.
Yeah, he had about, what, 5 good years in Cleveland. Remember, we got Smitty, came over from the Mets.
Yeah,
they originally started to pitch him when, you know, he can't get left-handers out, but he developed that little fastball. He could get in there and pitch him inside, and he was good against lefties or righties.
That was all part of that Franklin Gutierrez trade, right? He went to Seattle.
Yeah.
Joe came from the Mets, and some other people went from the Mariners.
Yeah,
to
going
the
in
Mets
different
and,
directions. That is correct.
Joe married a local girl, Allie LaForce, who certainly has done a tremendous job with her career. Now works for CBS Sports. You can see Allie's work on the, well, during the NCAA tournament. You'll see her doing the sidelines.
College football.
During the SEC college football, yeah. Jose Ramirez pops the first pitch up left field near the line. Steve Pearce in the foul ground makes the catch. Our Pat O'Brien play of the game back in the first inning. Bases loaded, 1 out, and Brandon Guyer gapped one.
Yeah, and you know what, that was beautiful because that can open up a game in the first inning. And when you got a guy like Kluber on the mound, that will be our Pat O'Brien play of the game. Brandon Guyer cleans the bases, made it a 4-run first, and they've never looked back. There's times you can put games away early. And that was a 2-out base hit. Ramirez walked right before him. He didn't want to pitch to Jose, and then Brandon Guyer made him pay.
Boy, I'm just looking back at that trade. There were a lot of people involved in that deal, including Ezekiel Carrera. He was part of that deal too. And there were people flying all over the place. So the Mariners sent Sean Green, J.J. Putz, and Jeremy Reed to the Mets. The Mariners sent Luis Valbuena to the Indians. The Mets sent Mike Karp, Ezekiel Carrera, Endy Chavez, Michael Cleto, and Aaron Heilman, and Jason Vargas to the Mariners. Jeez. And then the Indians sent Gutierrez to the Mariners to complete the whole thing.
Holy smokes.
Swung out and missed. Brandon Guyer is a strikeout victim, and there are 2 down here in the 7th. Joe was traded last year by the Angels on August 1st to the Cubs, and he did pitch in 16 games with Chicago, but did not appear in the postseason. I mean, look at his career numbers coming into this year. 639 games and a 2.93 ERA.
Yeah, he's a good athlete. He goes out there, he fields his position well. He's just a tough competitor. You don't hear about him because back in those days, I mean, a while ago, they never really looked that much at relievers.
Down into the right field corner, and Abraham Almonte is on his way to second base with a 2-out double. That'll be his 4th hit in the series.
Well, hit this ball hard. It stays fair down the line. He made the mistake inside. Comes back a little bit. Almonte put a good swing on it. So a 2-out double will give Gomes an opportunity. That's the 5th double for Almonte.
I was just thinking about, remember that game in Oakland when Joe Smith made that over-the-shoulder catch?
I sure
turned
do.
around and threw the guy out.
I sure do. I'm thinking not many pitchers can make that play. He was one. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that was in a sunny, nice sunshine, bright day. How tough it is to see the baseball out there.
Usually, if it's a pop-up on the infield, everybody tells the pitcher, get out of the way. He's the one guy that says, no, you get out of the way.
That's right. He's the one guy you can say, okay, pitchers are pretty good athletes. I'm hearing a lot of pitchers watching this saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Right.
2-0 the count. I'm staying out of this. Back in the old days when I used to still like to run around shag flies when they would take early batting practice, Charlie Nagy was an all-world shagger.
Yeah.
Joe Smith is right there with him.
Charlie's coming in Tuesday, as a matter of fact. They'll be in tomorrow with an off day.
Oh, that's right.
He's the pitching coach for the Angels. Be good to see Chuck.
In there for a strike, 3-1.
And I will say Charlie's a good athlete too.
Yes.
Before he comes to town.
Well, Charlie could play. He played everything.
Yeah.
I think even in college he was a multi-sport athlete. 3-1 pitch. And a foul back by Gomes. Full count. Stays alive, stays 3-2. 2 down here in the 7th. Indians up 7-1. Trying to finish a 3-game sweep and get back to 500 on the year at home. Line right back up the middle. Gomes with a 2-out RBI single, plating Abraham Almonte, and it's 8-1 Cleveland.
Gomes, he got ahead in the count to a 3-0 count, and then did a nice job of getting that little sinker up the middle, and Joe had to duck out of the way, man. That ball was straight at him. He hopped back towards third base side, or it would have got him. So another 2-out RBI. Yan Gomes gets his 23rd, makes it an 8-1.
And so Giovanni Urshela steps in, 1 for 3 this afternoon. Detroit out to a 2-0 lead on the Twins. They're in the 3rd inning in Minneapolis. Kansas City leads the White Sox 3-0 in the 4th. Chicago could be headed to their 9th straight loss. Derek Holland has given up back-to-back-to-back home runs.
Kansas City not known as a home run hitting team.
Well, it wasn't the guys you would think of. It was Whit Merrifield, Bonifacio, and Eric Hosmer. Well, you would think of him, but Giovanni Urshela with a hit in each of his last 5 starts. He singled and came around to score back in the 4th inning.
Indians now with 11 hits on the day. They had 15 in game 1 of this series. They only had 5 yesterday, but back again with 11 today.
Sinker down and in and just missed. 2-2. Cincinnati has pulled away from the Marlins 6-1 Reds as they get ready to head to Cleveland. 2-2 glances off the bat. Gomes at first with 2 down, and the Indians up 7. 2-2 on the way. Fly ball to right field. Charging hard, Batista. I don't know if he'll get there. He won't, and it drops foul anyway. That thing just hung up and died.
Well, that ball was just not hit high enough. And when you go to slide over on this track, it's sort of rubberized, and you're going to stop and skid. But as he was on the dead run, he was the closest to it and just couldn't get there.
Another good at bat for Giovanni Urshela. And up and in, full count. This will be the 11th
I'll
pitch
tell you
of
what,
the
a heck of an at bat, no doubt. Make him work, foul off some tough pitches.
And he struck him out to end the inning. But the Indians tack on another run, and we'll go to the 8th. 8-1 Indians. Broadcast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. They're having a ball at the corner. 8-1 Indians on top. Corey Kluber stays in there to pitch the 8th inning. Defensively now for the Tribe, Bradley Zimmer takes over in center field, moving Almonte from center over to left, and Eric Gonzalez is your new shortstop. For Toronto here in the 8th, it'll be Darwin Barney, Jose Batista, and Josh Donaldson.
Darwin Barney is the only guy in this Toronto lineup. He has not been able to strike out yet.
Maybe Corey feels bad that his imitation was lost. He's got him down 0-2. And a little high, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yes, they've been calling it.
Welcome to the club.
Yes, indeed.
Strikeout number 13 for Kluber.
He didn't want to, but they say he got a piece of it and went right into the glove of Gomes. So now he has got everybody in that lineup today, and some more than once.
To the top of the order we go, and Jose Bautista, who is 0 for 3 and has punched out twice. Corey Kluber continues to be a strike throwing machine.
Yeah, 75 of his 107 pitches in there for strikes.
Up and away, 1-2. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jose Bautista 1 for 12 in the series, adding in that leadoff spot. And a full count.
Able to go from 0-2 to 3-2 with Kluber as Bautista. And you look at the pitch count by inning. You talk about consistent, efficient.
Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 14 for Kluber. And Jose Bautista heads back to the dugout with a hat trick.
Well, he was patient until the 3-2 count and then just couldn't lay off, figuring he was going to get a strike. He didn't want to walk. He wanted to hit it, and he expanded his zone and went down for the 3rd time today.
Season high 14 strikeouts. Of course, his career best was when he struck out 18 Cardinals 2 seasons ago. But he has been every bit as good here this afternoon. Up and away, ball 1. Kluber struck out the side in the 2nd. He struck out 2 in each of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. Got his 10th strikeout in the 6th. Fanned a pair in the 7th. 2 more here in the 8th. Donaldson, I don't know if he called the pitcher a strike.
Well, that's what Donaldson's asking right there. On the pitch or on the swing? I'm thinking he's saying it's on the pitch. Yeah, that's what he's saying. It was a strike all the way.
And the 2-1. Back to even. Wouldn't this be some kind of finish to the day for Kluber? And listen to this crowd, 30,701 rising to their feet. The Indians fell 446 fans shy of drawing 100,000 for the 3-game series. But a great turnout for all 3 games nonetheless. Back-to-back sellouts Friday and Saturday. And Donaldson just does stay alive.
Yeah. Well, we round up here, Matt, so it's $100 grand. However you want to look at it.
Yeah, let's not nitpick, right? It's 100,000.
Exactly.
99 and change.
Yeah, who cares? It's not counting our booth or a few other booths. Kluber trying to end it in style.
The 2-2. Out of play.
It has been the most pitches that Kluber has thrown this year now, 117. This will be 118 coming.
In the dirt. You know, I had a lot of people ask me about the socks that Corey Kluber wears. They do look a little unusual, and I asked him about it. He said those are just, they kind of grip the bottom of your shoes so your foot doesn't slide in them. He said they're actually made for soccer, but he said they're ridiculously comfortable. They just look a little different, you know?
Yeah. Whatever works.
Payoff pitch. Checked the swing and fouled it off. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Donaldson. You mentioned the pitch count, but again, it's been a day where he hasn't been in any stressful situations, really.
No kidding. It's just been
good old-fashioned game of pitch and catch, and he just missed for ball 4, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, you're at that 120. He gave him his chance to get out of the inning. So either way you look at it, another outstanding performance for Kluber.
Corey Kluber strikes out 14, and listen to this ovation as he heads off. Corey Kluber talking with Mickey Callaway after he exits the ball game. He has punched out 108 in his last 10 starts. That's the most in club history over a span of 10 starts. Just the numbers continue to impress every time he goes out there, it seems like.
It'll be Nick Goody for the 35th time in relief.
Justin Smoke takes a strike. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Out of play. The 0-2. Popped him up, and this may be playable. Long run, though, for Urshela. He's there, hangs on, and he catches it despite banging into the sidewall, and the inning is over. 8-1 Indians. What a day for the Tribe, and in particular for Corey Kluber, with 14 strikeouts, headed for his 8th win of the year. Out here and check out a ball game from the district. Tickets are $13. They're courtesy of Sports Time Ohio, and your first drink's on us. So grab your friends and come on down. Check out the drink rails on left. They're also in right. Great place to watch a ball game and enjoy the atmosphere here at Progressive Field. Well, after Joe Smith, it's only fair that Chris Smith gets a chance to pitch. Joe Smith, a lot of run on 2 hits in his 1 inning of work, struck out a pair. And Ezekiel Carrera has entered the game now in right field. Top of the order for Cleveland, and what should be their final at bat of the day, Carlos Santana, Eric Gonzalez, and Bradley Zimmer are due up. Santana with a single, a walk, and 2 runs scored. White Sox have taken a 4-3 lead on the Royals. They're in the 5th in Kansas City. After Derek Holland surrendered back-to-back home runs early, Chicago is stormed back. And the Tigers and Twins are even 2-2 in the 4th in Minneapolis.
Foul back.
High pop up. And that is the third baseman Donaldson. One down. Looking back at the storylines brought to you by Mazda. Corey Kluber continues to be a strikeout machine. And the Indians are 3 outs away from being a 500 team here at home, which, well, is saying something considering how far they've had to battle their way back to get to 500.
I think the tempo of this series was set on Friday night when Danny Salazar went out there, coming back and not starting in almost 2 months. 7 weeks, set the tempo, man. Came out throwing strikes. Yesterday, a big win because you knew you weren't going to score much when they had Stroman on the mound.
He was like
Arch. That was yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, yesterday.
He was like
a Friday night though was.
I know.
He was like a fire-breathing dragon.
Yeah.
He came out snorting. I mean, he was mean and nasty in 98 and said, "Boom, here we go." He did. I mean, it was really impressive to see Danny Salazar pitch the way he did. And that is out number 2. They just beat the daylights out of Marco Estrada in the opener, though. I mean, that was impressive, and to do it late the way they did it.
Well, a couple of big innings like that, you have an 8-run inning.
Yeah.
You know, how often is that going to happen throughout the course of the year?
Especially late in the game.
And you have a 4-run inning in the 5th, which, you know, that took care of it when they took the lead. Then they just piled on from frustration, I think, on that road trip.
Yeah, you're right. I think they let a lot off of their chest. And then Danny Salazar took it and ran with it yesterday. And so now that set it up for today. And Corey Kluber went out, worked a 1-2-3 first. And before he went back to the mound, it was 4-0.
Guys, this series has been exactly what they needed after that West Coast trip. The only question you have is what comes tomorrow.
Can they maintain it?
Right. What can they maintain this? We've seen this
Yep.
against the Twins in Minnesota. We've seen this at different times. Now they've got to establish it over a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, here they have to.
Oh, Bradley Zimmer jolts one deep right center field, and it hits at the base of the wall. And he'll go into second base with a 2-out double.
Zimmer finds the gap here, and he gave him a little swinging room as that sinker was down in the middle of the plate, though. He was able to turn on it, hits the base of the wall. Well, Zimmer will get a hit. That looked like it, almost like a changeup.
Sure did.
That's the 12th hit for the Indians. Zimmer just coming into the ball game for defensive play, gets a base hit.
So they had 15 hits on Friday night. 12 more today, and they were able to grind out 6 hits last night, 5 of them against Stroman, who was very good. You know, back to Andre's point, though, I know the one thing that Terry Francona wants this team desperately to do is separate. Because, you know, just as when things are going bad, I don't want you to lug yesterday into tomorrow. Leave it. It's over. Let's move on.
Right.
Same thing with this. You can't, just because you played well, that's great. It's over, though. Now let's get back to work tomorrow. When tomorrow comes around, show up with that same intensity, that same fire. If they can start to do that and string some games together like they know they can, then this team has an opportunity to finally take off. Edwin checked his swing, and it's a foul ball, full count. Encarnacion will go from facing his former team to another of his former clubs, with the Cincinnati Reds coming in tomorrow. Just missed up and in. And Encarnacion.
Look at Montero, thought he called it a strike.
Will take the walk. Jose Ramirez will be the batter. Jose Ramirez is 0 for 3. Rare that you don't see him have at least a hit. He was 6 for his last 11 in the previous 3 games coming into the game here today.
Trying to get him to chase the changeup, and the fish ain't biting.
Hit hard but foul. Look out. Well, 66 games left to play after this one. Jose Ramirez, in his quest to get to 200 hits, is sitting at what, 118 coming into play? A little high. Yeah, he's got 118 hits on the year. Certainly has a legitimate shot, but as Carlos Baerga told us yesterday, the thing you want to avoid any kind of prolonged offer. Runners go, and the 3-2 is pop foul out of play. And that has been maybe the most impressive thing about Ramirez this year. He hit .330 in April. His slump was in May when he hit .258. Batted .367 in June, and he's hit .364 so far in July.
Yeah. Pretty consistent, solid all year long.
Hit well, deep center. Pilar racing back, and he will make the catch. Ran it down on the warning track to retire the side. We'll go to the ninth. 8-1 Cleveland.
The Blue Jays 8-1. Tyler Olson coming on to finish it out for Cleveland. And welcome back to center field along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pawlowski, and boy, talk about pitching. Corey Kluber today, 7 2/3, 1 run, 14 strikeouts. This guy's been incredible.
Not only that, but I think the Indians offense starting early. We'll break more of that down on Indians Live postgame. But you had the walk-off last night, had to carry the momentum over. They surely did that today.
Well, the Indians certainly look good this weekend against Toronto. We'll talk more about it coming up after the game on Indians Live. It is brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Let's go back to the booth. Here is Matt and Rick's Reject, Rick Manning.
Thanks, Al.
Welcome, bro.
Tyler Olson will pitch the 9th inning for the Indians. Made his Indians debut in the series opener. Only faced one batter. And it was Steve Pearce, a pinch hitter. He had him down in the count, but they ended up hitting him with a pitch. Facing Kendry Morales to start the 9th inning. He pops one out of play. Morales, when it comes to splits, a much better hitter against left-handed pitching. He's batting almost 100 points higher against lefties than versus righties. Big curveball, swing and a miss, 0-2. And a base hit into right field. And Morales with a 2-hit game.
The batter now for the Blue Jays. Left fielder Steve Pearce.
Something just funny about that.
With that head of Kluber sitting in the seat.
There,
I know it.
Looking over everybody's shoulder. Here is Steve Pearce, 1 for 3 today. And he swings and misses. Grounded just foul, third base side. And he got him. Tyler Olson with his first strikeout as a Cleveland Indian. 1 down here in the 9th.
Hitting down for the Blue Jays, number 47, Miguel Montero.
Well, you see a little breaking ball backdoor style. Gets him to swing and miss at it. Gets the first out of the inning.
Tyler Olson was originally a 7th round pick of the Mariners out of Gonzaga University. You think of the Zags, you think of hoops, March Madness.
Absolutely.
They're always making a run. Not surprising that the Mariners were on him, though. He hails from Spokane, Washington. He did get to the big leagues with the Mariners to make his debut. Slow chopper to Gonzalez, to Ramirez, on to Santana. A game-ending double play. The Indians sweep the Blue Jays in convincing fashion with an 8-1 final this afternoon. Tribe goes to 51-45 on the year. Back to 500 here at home, where they are now 24-24. Corey Kluber gets the win to go to 8-3. The loss to Jay Happ, who's now 3-7. And Toronto limps out of town, having dropped 8 of their last 11 overall. And they're now 44-54 on the season. So all things considered, a great weekend for the Indians coming off of an awful road trip. They really turned things around, and they did it in all phases of the game. They got great starting pitching. They got tremendous support from the offense, timely clutch hitting, big innings.
It was a series they desperately needed at home, and I mean it was fun to watch because you had the starting pitching right there all series long. Started with Salazar. You know, you go into yesterday's game against Marcus Stroman, and I mean the first game with Estrada where they scored, Trevor Bauer came out. He ended up getting the win. He was a little shaky, but you know, I ended up getting something positive out of there. But over the weekend, you're right. It's something that's well needed. Great series. I got to build on that. Enjoy your day today, and then you got a makeup game tomorrow with Cincinnati.
And since we're not ones to nitpick, they did it in front of 100,000 fans over the weekend here at Progressive Field.
That's exactly right. Fans enjoyed it all weekend long.
Yes, indeed. 8-1 is the final. We'll be back with some final thoughts right after this.